A 12-year-old boy from Washington, D.C. has been arrested and charged with a series of 4 armed carjackings in the city that all took place in under an hour. God, it would be so embarrassing at the end of the day to be carjacked by a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Right? How would you live?
What?
Can you imagine if I came in here one morning and
Yeah.
Oh,
said,
my God.
a 12-year-old stole my car?
Now, I can understand that. Like, I can
they had a gun
understand
or
you think that until I coached baseball against kids that are 12 and they're 2 feet taller than me.
I don't care, Chuck. It's still...
You don't know.
embarrassing.
You can't
It's
tell.
embarrassing.
A 12-year-old got the better of me.
You can't even
know.
say that. You'd have to not tell that part of the story.
I could
Just
never
like,
tell
I
you.
got
Okay,
carjacked.
but I wouldn't tell you guys, right? I
Yeah,
got
but
carjacked on my
then-
way into work here, which is plausible, believable.
Yes, it's real. Yeah,
right?
real
You
chance.
guys thought it would have happened to me by now.
Yeah.
Couple
Couple times close.
But I don't tell you it was a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
No.
And then, of course, the story comes out.
yeah, so you just hope the
Well, I
story
guess
never
if the
comes
story
out.
comes
Like, you
out.
almost
Oh,
hope
the
they
story
never catch
comes
him.
out.
Yeah.
If he's 12 and he's carjacked, the story makes headlines.
Yeah.
And then I never live it down.
No.
I don't
If he
know.
has
To me, a gun is the equalizer,
Yeah,
man.
like-
Oh, you say that, Chuck,
A
but if it
gun's an
was
equal-
me, you'd never let me live
Well,
it down.
I
You
don't
bring
care.
12-year-olds out
I
here?
don't care if the most hardened criminal, if a baby, I would never let you live it down if you got carjacked.
I'm trying to
because
think. I'm trying to
of
put
your
myself
choices.
in this headspace that you actually got carjacked
Right.
by a 12-year-old. And that,
So
on the
Dave's
surface,
car is
I think
gone.
I
He's
would
been on
think
the
it
streets.
Could be funny. Like I'm like, it could be, but
when
you
you
were
really dig, when you really
Yeah.
dig
with
into it, it's
a
serious.
gun.
Yes.
Yeah.
and your car's gone, and you could have died,
Uh-huh.
and we might not laugh about that.
I don't think we'd be laughing
I
right
hope
away.
not. I
don't
hope
think
not.
we'd be laughing right away.
I hope you wouldn't. I don't know, but I think
we'd
you
be
would.
laughing later.
How long?
I feel like Chuck would laugh.
And I
pretty
would
soon.
laugh right
I
away.
feel like pretty soon Chuck would laugh. Like he's
Not
not
in
giving
front
me
of
any
you,
leeway.
not in front of
no,
you.
as soon as I leave the
would-
room,
yeah,
you're dying.
I would definitely
Yeah,
die.
you're an F-
I would be like, well, what did he expect? He takes that way here. I told him to go to 9
Right,
Mile.
right.
I told him for years, go to 9 Mile. But what does he do? He drives down 8 Mile. He got carjacked. You get what you deserved.
That's nice. He thinks I deserve it.
Well, no, that's just a
You
quote
just-
from the Joker.
You take a lot of risks.
Yeah. He does. He takes
a lot of
He
risks.
puts himself in harm's way.
Yeah.
So if it happens to you, I will feel terrible. It'll be terrible for you walking to work the rest of the way or Ubering. I don't know what you would do. I'm
hopefully-
assuming you're going to be naked.
Well, hopefully the police will drop me off.
Naked.
Well,
Well,
Chuck
they're gonna-
believes that's the thing they do now, so you can't
Yeah, so
really
you can't.
strip you naked
Yeah.
on the streets.
So
Take
you
your
would do
clothes
the,
off.
the kid voice, and you'd say,
Yeah.
do the whole scenario.
off.
Yeah.
Right.
Get your clothes off, old man.
Old man.
Get out of the car.
Jesus.
Well,
it
how
just gets
old are
worse.
you to a 12-year-old? You're like a
Right,
million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't the show would go on, and then at some point, because depending on how far away he got carjacked, Dave would be running down this road naked, and we'd be like,
Yeah.
well, there he is.
Yeah.
that Dave?
That's Dave.
That's Dave. He's
There's
nudies.
Dave.
I was
That's Dave.
I was carjacked!
James,
Does anyone
go-
have any
If
clothes?
there's like a tall, naked man running through this area, it's Dave.
It's
Right.
Dave.
James, give
He's
me
put
a
himself in
David Chuck
a-
shirt!
Another spot.
I'm gonna bring you
He's
a blanket,
joined
Dave.
another gym.
Because he doesn't have a phone. He doesn't have
No.
anything.
No.
He'd have to run to work and take him like an hour. And we'd be like,
Yeah.
Dave's not here.
No one's heard from Dave. Dave left for work. That's all we know.
We'd have to have James get him a blanket right away
Sure.
Yeah.
when he came around.
You'd have to have Dave and Chuck stuff. Well, maybe we got a pair of those
We don't have any
women's
pants.
underwear left.
I don't think we have pants.
What would we get him
We
for
don't have
bottoms?
pants.
Yeah.
I have a
Dave,
pair
you
of
got some
shorts in
adult
my
diapers.
office.
I got adult diapers in here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
great.
yeah.
So I'll be in an adult diaper and a Dave and Chuck shirt. I'm going to commit. Hold on. After being carjacked by a
That's
12-year-old and
I have a
stripped
feeling you're
naked,
going home.
I'm going to come in here in an adult diaper and a Dave and Chuck shirt and just go about our jolly little business.
I have a
No.
feeling.
I could
I
not
have a
work
feeling
with
it's
you
a
in a
best
diaper.
of.
No.
It's a best of show that
A
day.
shirt
Good.
like that.
Yeah,
It's a
I'm
best
out.
of show that day.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
We can wrap you up with a blanket over your shoulder,
I
so
know.
you know. Maybe
I
exposed.
New diaper, Lisa. How you doing?
Here's the thing. We would all be saying, like, Dave would be in some kind of weird shock, right? He'd be in
my
some weird
God.
shock. A 12-year-old just carjacked him. He's been running naked for an
Yes,
hour.
he'd be shaking.
But then the only way we end up doing a show is if he's like, no, we're doing a show. Like, I refuse to let
not
this.
doing a show.
I know. There's no way. We just would not do a show. Dave's got to get here early. He's got to put all the things down on paper. He's got to do all that stuff. If he gets carjacked, none of that happens.
Yeah.
No.
Be like, don't laugh at him in that diaper. That's all the pants that we have.
Listen, Andy, I got to warn you.
Not.
I have to warn you about something. Dave is in the studio, but he's in a diaper and a Dave and Chuck shirt that is 2 sizes too small, but that's all we could find.
Why is he in that?
That's all we could find, and he was carjacked by a 12-year-old who forced him to get naked and took his phone and his Apple Watch.
Are you serious? He's in one of James's diapers?
That's all we had. It's
James
all,
is dying to give away those diapers.
Oh, he so
my
is.
God.
He's like
love to see me in one of those
handing
diapers.
them out, like standing at the
paid
door.
$9
like,
for him.
Who needs a night?
$9.
Anyone need a
$9.
diaper? Anybody?
Yeah.